Hello from ChiNature.com. This is Josie. Today is my official review of the Ram Combat Pistol. This is a 43 caliber paintball marker, and it's actually a very cool Glock looking or replica. Not very much a very close replica, but not really as close as the airsoft yet. If you don't look at here under the grip, it looks pretty much like a Glock in a way. Okay, it resembles one. Anyway, so it's a paintball marker, but I'm not going to shoot paint with this thing. And everyone may already know that this thing does not work very well with paint. I heard a lot of people online saying that oh, the paint chops and it's very hard to use and such. And as you see, the spring on the slide is very tight, like very high tension. Okay, so basically it's a dropout mag that holds 8 rounds, and then a CO2 tube which you put the 12 gram CO2 in here. Okay, let's look at the slide. You see how heavy the slide is? The spring, like you really spring back really hard. Anyway, so a brief rundown of the gun. You can see my other channel, my hobbies, for the long review. But here I will go over the details once. So basically a polymer or plastic frame, lower frame, metal trigger. The safety is right here. It's a button kind of safety. You push it in and out like that. It blocks the trigger from going inside. The top is metal, and I don't know what kind of metal is that, but maybe some aluminum, whatever, pot metal. Okay, so basically you have some grooves or texture, whatever you call that. You can rack the slide like this, or you can rack the slide like that, and it helps your finger to not slip from the slide. Okay, so basically it's like that, and you can see the ejection port shows up like that. Okay, but you cannot see inside. Okay, the sight, the iron sight, white lines, kind of weird. Okay, white lines right here on the rear side, and the front side is a white dot, big white dot. Personally, I don't really like white dot, but oh well. The rail right here, reefer rail, fits any flashlight, laser, whatever crap you put on there. And look at this, it looks really cool with the NC Star pistol laser. Okay, and the size is so compact. You can, like, my hand is not super big. Okay, it's like a normal Asian grade hand, Asian size. Okay, so my index finger can reach out to the button right here, and my other hand right here can turn it off. So when I point the pistol at a point, I can point and close, point and close. See? So basically the size of this is very nice, and it just protrudes a little bit out with the what they call the assault style pistol. So you can, like, in case you run out of ammo, you can use this to stab the guy. It's like a weapon. So anyway, beside that, because the pistol is chambered in 43 caliber, it's very close to the firearm 45 ACP caliber, the 45 ACP. So it's very close. And take a look at this. You can't really see any inner barrel inside. It's not like the airsoft where you can look closely and then there's a small bore barrel inside, right? It's not like that. Right now you can pretty much look at it and it's like an empty barrel, like a hollow tube, like that kind of thing. So you don't really see any, like, even I pull back the slide, you can't even see any barrel inside. Okay, that's that. Okay, so it looks very real like that. And also the trigger guard right here is not really like a Glock. It's a little bit different. The Glock is a little bit more squarey. Okay, and also the grip texture is very different as well. But basically when you hold it, it feels very heavy compared to the airsoft VTech G18C. This one, when you pick it up, it feels very heavy, and the weight is kind of like sinking down. It's like a very heavy chunk of metal, and it's not very lightweight, you know, floaty, not air weight kind of thing. And so when you hold this, it feels heavier than my TIPX. It feels heavier than my T8.1 in hand. So like even with a pistol like this, huge pistol, T8.1, okay, this one feels lighter than this pistol in hand. When you first hold it, you don't really like expect that kind of weight, and it's really awesome for that that part. Mag release is functional. You press here and it releases your dropout mag. Basically, you have to rack the slide to fire. The manual online say the Ram Combat only worked in double action, but it's not true. When you use this gun, it is in single action. What it means that it's blowback, so every shot the slide will cycle and cock the hammer, and you can shoot, right? So when you shoot, what it does is internally just release that hammer to fire and like bang on the firing pin, the valve, and burst out the burst of air. Okay, so enough said about the introduction of this gun. Now, little bit more info that you may not find online is that from a first-hand experience, I have to tell you that if you buy one of these guns, prepare to learn how to clean it on day one, or else your gun will not function properly. I just got this gun like one day, okay? One day. I fiddled around this gun for half a day or so. Went through about 8 CO2, and you know what? This fucking thing don't work. Like, okay, first of all, it worked for 2 megs, or 2 megs and a half, and then it starts to get very fluctuating up and down in velocity, and it's not stable. And then so I took the gun apart, adjusted the velocity a bit, put it back, okay, and then it starts to have minor leaks, and then it starts to not cycle, and then it starts to, when you put the CO2 in and screw it in all the way, the first shot becomes very weak, and then you have a lot of weak shots, and then some powerful shots, and then it starts to, like when you don't use it for a while, leave it there, loading the mag up, and then it starts to not function again. So it's very frustrating. And so last night, after like 8 CO2, I gave up. I'm like, hey, this gun is fucked up. You know, I need to do something to either return it or I need to fix it up. So I took the whole gun apart, including the valve. So it's basically the first day I need to figure out how to take it apart for over 10 times already, because I have to take it apart to adjust velocity, and then I have to take it apart to, you know, see what's wrong, clean up a little bit of grease and stuff like that, re-oil some parts, maybe it works, whatever. So I did a lot of stuff. And then after all that work, it still doesn't work. So after 8 CO2, it was like kind of bad, and I was totally giving up on it. So at night, I finally man up. I took apart everything, like literally take apart everything inside, okay? And then I cleaned the fuck out of it. Like you can see everywhere, everywhere inside is dirty stuff, including where your firing pin is, like the valve, okay, that pin, and also the hammer, the spring. Everywhere is crap, and you cannot clean it by just removing the 2 parts, like the top and the bottom. You have to take out the launching unit, you have to take out this part, and then clean it up. So basically, cleaning out all that crap, it's really amazing. It's like a lot of crap inside. And also there are 2 O-rings right here where the blowback unit is. That is what they call the launcher unit. There are 2 O-rings. Those 2 O-rings are covered up by, I don't know what they are. Like they're grayish, dirty shit. Okay, so basically I wipe them all down, clean it up, and then re-grease it with, I re-grease the O-ring with the Hill Pump, PCP pump, silicone grease on the O-rings, and for some moving parts I put a little bit of Gammo gun oil and stuff like that. So basically re-lube, cleaned, and put it back together, and hope that this morning it will work. So basically I did all the work I need to do. This morning I plugged in a new CO2, bam, wow, working like new again. So no, better than new. So it works flawlessly, and I was like, hey, that's very nice. So that's really cool. And then I keep shooting for 5 CO2, flawless. All 5 CO2 works like a charm. Like you have no issues. It's more powerful. It is more accurate. The grouping is tighter. The aiming is much better. The blowback is very snappy. Everything is good today. So yesterday I hate the gun. Today I like the gun. Okay, that's why you're watching my channel, right? Every day you see some update on the gun, and it's very, very cool. So, besides all that stuff, for the owners, future owners, if you want to buy it, remember, when you get it, okay, you can shoot 1 or 2 CO2, but it will not work very, very soon. So, think about everything clean and relube, and after all that, your gun will work like new again. Okay, so, basically, that's the little review for this gun. And also the power. People were asking me like, hey, can you use this for self-defense? How's the power and all that stuff? Well, the power for this gun is not very powerful. Even I tune it to the hardest setting, like the hardest shooting setting. It will give you the highest power, like a peak of 4.8 joules with 1 grams rubber balls. That's the RAV4. What the hell is my rubber ball? Anyway, that's the RAV4. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Okay, RAV4 0.43 caliber rubber ball. They are hard rubber. Okay, they don't like, it's not squishable. Looks like that. Okay, this is the rubber balls, and you can buy from alternatebuy.com these mini breaker balls. They are, I don't know, it's glass or something inside, and they weigh 1.5 grams, okay, much heavier. And you can also buy powder balls or pepper balls from alternatebuy.com, pepper balls, okay. So you can shoot pepper out of this thing. So if people are like trying to say, hey, use this gun for self-defense, forget it, okay. You're not going to, like, this thing is called a training pistol. It's a real action marker. It's supposed to be meant to be used at like a little bit low power with paint or rubber balls for indoor, paint for outdoor, to shoot your friends or your colleagues or whatever in the law enforcement, okay, colleagues, they shoot each other with it while they're wearing some clothing. So that it's like an airsoft game indoor if you use rubber balls. If you're shooting with paint, it's going to be like splashing paint over the body, and it's like a paintball game. So basically, it's a game gun. It's not supposed to be hurting anyone seriously. So you can adjust the velocity up. But what I find is, if you adjust the velocity to the highest point, it is going to shoot rubber balls at about 316 FPS for one shot. And then the next shot you will be like 300 something, and then 29, 28 something, 27 something, 26 something, and then eventually after 1 meg of shot you'll be at the like 220, and then the next meg it will be 240, 230, 220, and then 200, 19 something, 18 something, and then all the way down when the pressure gets so low, because when you shoot like that, the higher pressure, the CO2 will get very cold, very fast, very fast. So, because CO2 is like very freezing up very fast, you get lower power very fast, and this pressure is not stable. So, by doing that, tuning it very hot, it will shoot very hot for a few shots, and then it's very much useless for the next magazine already. So maybe 9 or like 4 rounds out of 9 rounds is usable. After that, it's not very usable. And at 4.8 joules, or like 4 joules, whatever, okay? 4 joules, what can you do? Like, I mean, it's going to hurt someone, it's going to ouch someone, but they're going to like, ouch! What then? Okay? It's not going to put them down or like make them drop, okay? So it's not really a practical thing to use for self-defense for sure. But if you're using it for self-defense, the only best bet is a combination of 2 ammunition. The mini breaker balls and the ghost pepper ball. These 2 are the best combination you can use. You can preload 1 round in a chamber. that means that you will have 9 rounds in total. Okay, so the first round, it can be a warning shot. So the first round, you put 1 rubber balls inside, and then the 8 rounds in the mag, you can load with maybe say 6 or 5 rounds of pepper balls, and then the rest of 3 rounds of mini bricker balls. So you can mix smash or combo up whatever, like pepper mini bricker, pepper mini bricker, like that. Okay, so when you shoot, you're doing a pepper balls tactic, like boom boom, 2 shots of pepper. So that guy is coughing like shit, and then you give them a mini bricker ball, which may hit the forehead, hit the face, whatever, and it gives them the impact, and the panic factor kicks in. And then you shoot pepper again, and that's gonna work because it's gonna give them the pain, which alert or like it freaked them out, and then the pepper will make them not able to breathe properly. And then after all that 1 shot or nine shots in the gun is done, you're basically pretty much in the run for your life stage, or you're going to fight the guy with your bare hand, whatever. So basically, like if you say self-defense, this is the best thing I can think of. Also, what's not practical is when you put the CO2 in, sometimes, okay, out of many times, you will have a leak. Oh shit. So if that happens in self-defense, that's a big problem. So you make sure that the gun is well lubricated, well treated, and you have to puncture it before you even put it in your holster or whatever to make sure that the thing is going to work. Because sometimes if you're leaking and you wait 4 hours before you actually fire 1 shot, and that shot didn't fire out when you need it, that's a big problem. Okay, so basically that's a little review for today on this thing. So no shooting for this video, but next video we'll be shooting and doing a lot of target shooting, power shooting tests, and so on. So this video I'm just talking about the second day review, telling you what I think really about this pistol. Some people want me to rate a star or whatever. Okay, out of 5, I'll say 3.5 star. Okay, one star is off for the gun not working on day 1, and it like basically if I'm new to guns, I'm pretty much fucked with this thing. So I need to return it, and then the next gun come, it's not gonna work again. So quality control issues. Second thing is the material used, 1 star off, because the inside, the velocity screws, if you are not very careful, you will see the slot is very much fucked up after a few adjustments, because it will slip your Allen key, and the brass they use is pretty low quality, and that's why it's not solid enough to withstand the cranking. So that's 1 point off, and 0.5 point off is the leaking issues. Okay, you will have minor leaks or major leaks depending on your gun, and those leaks can be fixed by cleaning and lubing the gun, and basically it's a high maintenance gun. So after 1 day of shooting a few CO2, like about 10 CO2, you need to strip the gun apart and clean it. So that's 1.5 points off. So basically 3.5 star out of 5 stars. Okay, so thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like, and stay tuned for my next video on shooting this Ram combat pistol. Bye bye.